What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about setting healthy boundaries. Now, setting healthy boundaries with people in your personal life, in your work life, even people you meet off the street is so important because we need to protect ourselves from energy vampires and predators who look for victims to take advantage of. So I want to show you a few steps to learning how to build and set those healthy boundaries with people, and so you can basically know how to say no when you want to and when you need to, for your own mental stability, emotional stability, because a lot of the times when we don't know how to set those boundaries with people, we end up implicating ourselves to situations that we don't want to be in, and that's not conducive to your mental health. That's not conducive to being successful and thriving and being happy and comfortable and confident within yourself. So I'm going to give you a few tips to learn how to set those healthy boundaries so you can use them in your life. All right, let's get started. Tip number one is to know your limits. Now, it's important to know what is and what is not acceptable for you. There's certain things that you may be willing to do for people, and there may be things that you're never willing to do. It's important to know the things that are unacceptable for you. A lot of the times we put ourselves in situations that are totally unacceptable for us, but we don't realize that until we've already agreed to it, and we're thinking to ourselves, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe this is happening. And you start feeling a little angry at yourself and angry at the person you agreed to do something for. So it's really important to know and to understand what are the things in life that you just find unacceptable and that you're not willing to do. To know your limits and what is going too far is definitely the first key to setting healthy boundaries with people. All right, tip number two is to know your personal values. Now, we all have different values. We all value certain things above others, and that's really individual to us. And it's important to know and understand your values that you have within yourself. So let's say you value family above anything else. You're probably not willing to stay late after work every day. You're probably not willing to work on your days off. You're probably not willing to sacrifice family time for other things or other people. So knowing what's important to you and what you value the most will definitely help you not only set boundaries with people, but to stay in tune with yourself and who you are as a person. So just really spend the time to sit down and think, and maybe even write down all the things that you value in life and list them and see what are the things you're not willing to sacrifice for other people. Tip number three is to listen to your emotions. Now, this comes a lot easier to some of us than others, but it's really important, especially if you struggle with this, to really learn how to tune into your feelings and your emotions and understand why you're feeling what you're feeling. If you find yourself feeling a level of discomfort or even emotions like resentment, it may be because you haven't set a boundary with someone that you should have made very clear in the beginning. Like I said, you will agree to things sometimes, and then after you have agreed to do them, you start feeling this resentment and this frustration because you're uncomfortable with it, and someone's crossing boundaries they shouldn't be crossing, but you never set them, which is why you have agreed to do something, or why people even felt comfortable in the first place to ask you something that you really wouldn't do if the choice was up to you, right? So listen to your emotions, listen to how you feel, and pay attention to when you're feeling those moments of discomfort and aggravation or even hesitation. If you are hesitating on something, if you have to think about it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. I mean, of course, that's not always the case. Sometimes when we think about things, we go, you know what, it would be good if I do this for this person. But usually, if someone has a pattern of taking advantage of you and they know what they can and can't get away with, they will ask things of you that they know that they shouldn't. And it's up to you to listen to yourself to know, oh, you know what, I'm not comfortable doing this. I don't want to do this. And you need to learn how to say no and listen to yourself. Tip number 4, and this is a big one. This is probably the biggest thing you can take away from this. And it is to have self-respect. You need to always respect yourself just as much, if not more, than you respect others, right? Sometimes, people can be givers, have a very giving nature, I'm a type of person who likes to give. It just comes natural to want to help and to give to others. But, once you learn, after you've been taken advantage a couple of times, you learn how helping people can sometimes devalue your self-worth. Always recognize that you have a very high value. Your time has value, your energy has value, your emotions, your mental state has value. All of that is top priority, and it's up to you to respect yourself, to put that above the needs of others sometimes. I'm not saying don't give. We should always give and help people less in need and people who need our help. Always, definitely. But there are people out there that take advantage of people who have a very giving nature. So next time you find yourself giving yourself away all the time, ask yourself, am I respecting myself just as much as I'm respecting the needs of this person? Sometimes people close to us, even our own family members, can take advantage of our kindness. And don't be afraid to analyze the situation and say, I'm giving away a lot of myself and I'm not helping myself as much as I'm helping others, because you can't help people if you're not taken care of. If you're not taking care of your own personal needs, your self-care, your mental, emotional state, the things you need to take care of, your business, your family, if you're not taking care of that, you really aren't going to be much good to helping anybody else. So always just remember to value yourself and value your time and value the energy that you put out, and make sure that it's a priority to take care of yourself as you're out there helping people, giving to people. There's nothing wrong with giving and helping and assisting. I encourage you to do that, but I encourage you, more importantly, to take care of yourself and value yourself, so you're not in a state of any type of negative emotions or feelings of yourself, or not respecting the value that you have in this world, because every single person's life has value, and it's important to recognize that, and it's important to make that a top priority in your life. I mean, we've all heard of the people pleaser. These are people who go out there trying to appease everybody else but doesn't ever take care of themselves. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person who does things just so that people like them. You like yourself first, and you love yourself. And people who are meant to be in your life and who are in that same vibration as you, they will come to you and they will like you and they will be in your life. And that is really all that matters at the end of the day. So don't worry about doing things for people thinking, oh, if I do this for that person, they'll like me. Or if I do this for this person, they'll like me. If I just constantly keep giving myself away, I'll get the approval and acceptance of others. No. So, no. People recognize that, and they see that desperation in you. They can see that, and they will take full, complete advantage of it and step and walk all over you if you allow them. So always remember to respect yourself. Tip number 5 is to respect others. So like I said, you want to have respect for yourself. You also want to have respect for others. Setting healthy boundaries is not about being a mean, nasty person who goes around saying no to everyone and who's just about for self and doesn't care about anybody else. That's not what you should take away from this. No, you should always respect the needs of others. This is just about protecting yourself from people out there who are predators and who are preying and who are looking for people to take advantage of, because they are out there, believe me, and they know who is the right prey when they see it. They can sense it. They can smell it like a hyena sniffing for blood. They know when they have found a victim. So when you set healthy boundaries and you make it apparent that you do have boundaries, those energy vampires and those predators, they'll say, oh, okay, not this one. Let's go look for another victim. So that's what this is about. It's about having respect for yourself and having respect for others. You don't want to be the type of person who's always self-serving. No, you want to serve your community. You want to help people. You want to go out there and make the world a better place. But you want to protect yourself in the process. Tip number 6 is to be assertive. Be assertive. Be assertive, not aggressive. You want to be assertive, not aggressive. Being assertive is about standing up for yourself and even for others in a positive way, without being hostile and without being an aggressive, angry, negative person. You know, you're being positive and you are standing up for yourself, the rights of others, and you're not passively accepting wrong. You're not someone who's gonna be stepped all over and walked all over. You're someone who's going to be strong within themselves, but respected and positive. Being assertive is such a skill. It's a skill that you have to build. It comes naturally to some than others, you know. I was born and raised in New York, so I have a little bit of a natural assertiveness to me, but it's still a skill that needs to be practiced and that needs to be built. So if you guys are interested in me speaking more about being assertive, let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video and give you guys some tips and some foundational skills on being assertive and the keys really to being assertive, because it is so important in every aspect of your life to be assertive. There's so many people in this world and there's so many people trying to walk all over each other and take advantage of you and get over on whoever is going to allow them to. You know, this goes for not just people, you know, you walk into or in your life or on your job. You know, these are people providing you services. These are people that, you know, you may be giving your money to in exchange for a service or a product. You have to be assertive because there are companies out there that will take from you and give you as little as possible in return. And it's up to you to stand up for yourself and say, hey, hold on a second. I paid for this. This is what I'm supposed to be getting. This is the value of what I'm supposed to be receiving. And this is what I demand to have in exchange for my money. So it's important to be assertive so you don't go broke. You don't give your money away. There have been so many times where I've had to get or demand what I paid for because people tried to take my money and give me nothing or little to nothing in return when I was promised, you know, a certain value or a certain service. So that's why being assertive is such an important skill to learn, because like I said, there are vultures and there are predators out there just looking for prey, and if you allow them to, they will take everything from you. You know, people only do what you allow them to do to you, and that's why I really value that, you know, that skill of being assertive. You know, it's about being respectful and being calm and collected, but it's about showing that this is what is and what is not acceptable for me, and that's it. There's no other way around it. Sometimes being assertive or respectfully telling somebody no could also mean maybe a compromise. If you can compromise a little bit in order to say no, that could be beneficial to both sides. That way, when you're telling someone no, or you're rejecting someone's request, there's still some form of compromise there, so the other party doesn't feel like just totally brushed off. But use your better judgment and to know what to compromise and what not to compromise. Like I said, it's not about just telling everybody no, no, no. It's about respecting yourself. It's about having respect for yourself and respect for others. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're uncomfortable doing something, try to come out with a compromise where both sides wins. Maybe somebody wants you to babysit for them, and you're like, I can't, I have to work, or I can't, I had plans with my wife or my husband, but next time you guys plan a trip, let me know in advance and I'll be glad to watch the kids. It's about compromise. It's about respecting yourself and respecting others at the end of the day. So, like I said, if you want to know more about being assertive, let me know in the comments below, and I will dedicate a whole video to teaching you guys on being assertive, Tip number 7 is to consider the long term. So if you have a relationship, let's say it's a friendship or even a romantic relationship, and you start to notice that one person is always the giver and one person's always taking, that's something you really need to analyze and say to yourself, like, is this really, a relationship that is beneficial for both sides? If you find yourself always giving, always giving, always giving, and you get and receive little to nothing, then you really need to rethink certain relationships in your life in this area, because some people, they don't change. They're takers, and as long as you're giving, they're gonna keep taking. And you can sit this person down and say, hey, I need you to show me as much effort as I'm showing you, and see where that goes. If the person agrees and says, you know what, you're right, like I need to show more and give more and show, how much I value this relationship, then that's great. If they don't, and they don't change, and they keep taking, then you really need to just sit down and evaluate this relationship and figure out if it's beneficial for you in the long term. You don't want to be burnt out. I've seen people burn themselves out for years and years and years in a relationship, and it's never good. You can't live a fulfilling, happy life if you're burnt out serving somebody else all the time. You're just missing out on so much. So just consider the long term and just rethink some of the people in your lives. Is this person a taker? Is this person a giver? Maybe you're the person who's always taking. Maybe you need to reevaluate yourself and say, you know what, I can be doing more for this person or for such and such. Just always take that time to reflect on yourself, on your personal relationships, on your professional relationships, and make sure that everything is at equilibrium and everything is functioning and efficient, and everyone's happy on both sides. At the end of the day, like I said, the key thing to take away from this is respect yourself and respect others. If you can master that and being assertive, setting healthy boundaries with people will be no problem. It will be second nature to you, and you won't find yourself being taken advantage of ever. Sometimes, I'm really assertive and I set my boundaries with people and everything is great. Sometimes I let people take a little bit more than they should, and sometimes I forget to be assertive. You know, that, like I said, that's a skill. It's something you got to build, and not only build but practice. So just know, you know, it's something you can fix. It's something that can be done, and you can benefit from it. I want you to take away from this that healthy boundaries are for you. It's going to be something, it's going to be like a protective armor for you to go through life and the battles, you know, that you're going to encounter in life. It's important for everyone to know how to do. So we can all be happy. We can all, you know, have a peace of mind, and we can look ourselves in the mirror every day and be happy and in love with the person looking back at us. So I just want to thank you all for taking the time out to watch this video. I hope you learned something from it. I hope you got something from it. I hope it resonated with you. And if you want me to continue to do more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And I will see you all in the next video. Oh boy. Bye.